Hello everyone, and oh my god, it's an evil knight! Oh my god, run away! That was unintended, but a decent showcase of something. Yeah, I was right in the middle of taping my intro, and suddenly an evil knight comes up off screen and tries to kill me and take my stuff. And seriously. If you've never visited my channel before, welcome. If you're one of my subscribers or some other form of regular who has not subscribed for some reason and really should, then welcome back. Today I'm gonna show you, well, my game, basically. It's currently using the name Project Drake, and as of making this video, on Monday I'll have released the alpha version to a select number of people. Oh my god, it's another one. I'm just gonna go over here and flee. Okay, so I just wanted to showcase some of the features in the engine. I'm gonna call it an engine because there's not a whole lot of game content in yet. I basically finished the architecture to support the content, and I'm gonna add that over the coming weeks. Well, first off, you can see that the terrain is 3D-ish. I'll turn on the grid so you can see it better. There's not really much to say about that. The terrain is actually the only proper 3D thing in the game right now. The rest is all sprites, but the fun part is, and let me turn on the debugging info. Okay, over here, follow the cursor. This is the normals of the scene. The knight and the tree don't have their proper normals set yet, because I haven't rendered those out yet. And up here is the depth of the scene. What I've done is I've basically taken sprites and I've rendered all the information you need to do 3D lighting and clipping and all that sort of thing. And I'm combining those in my engine, but because I'm still using sprites, I could draw thousands of these and it would still run well. So that's pretty cool. And even though it's 2D, you can see those blocks are clipping through the tree and not just overlapping them. So that's cool. I'll be able to do a lot of cool shit with that, like ambient occlusion and outlines and 3D lighting and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Let me turn that off for you. Okay, I've already showed you the build mode briefly, and you can see here that I've gained some money from killing the evil knight. I've just pushed tab and gone into combat mode to kill the other one. And right now combat is just point and click kind of affair. It's not terribly exciting, but it's just, you know, the core mechanic of the game is going to be adventuring for loot and resources and using that to developing your character and developing the world around you. And in simplest terms, killing stuff for gold and using gold to build stuff was the most core mechanic, so that's what's in right now. You can see I can place blocks using build mode. I can actually switch between a couple. These are all the blocks that are in right now. Obviously I can't walk through the walls. So I'm laying my floor, and yeah, that doesn't work, does it? No, it doesn't. I've run out of money, but that's okay, because I have cheat codes. Okay, cheat codes. So you can see I can just like lay my floor out and be like, this is gonna be my house. Okay, door's gonna be there, gonna build some walls, put the door in. And the walls are a bit fat right now because all walls take up an entire tile, except for the door. That's gonna change later too. So now you have a little house, which is not very impressive. I mean, there's no freaking roof on it or anything. But you have a little house and it's nice. Now there's like this hill in front of my front door. So as you can see, I've gone into terraforming mode. And I'm gonna flatten this out quick. So you can adjust the landscape to how you want it. So that's okay. I want a little hill over here, so actually I want a little viewing platform, so I'm gonna build this up. Bit more. Okay, now I can get up here and survey my kingdom, or my house, which does not have a roof. So it doesn't have a roof. That's kind of unfortunate. But as you can see, we can build up. Like, I can put this on there, or on here, or there. And if I put it on there and I go under it, it disappears because it's registering that something's above me, which might well be another floor of a building, and it's making everything above that vanish. You'll see why that's useful later. So I'm gonna add a second story to my building. And there's no stairs yet, so I'm gonna have to like stack these with platforms, and this is a bit unfortunate. It's hard to build behind walls, but I'm gonna get that fixed later. Okay, so I'm on the second floor. Gonna build some more walls. Oops. And yeah, it's a bit of a pain. You can see I can put this next level anywhere I like. So that's pretty cool, even though it's like 2D. What the cursor is doing is it's checking the normal of the pixel your cursor is over and checking which side that points out to. Because it points to this side, that's where you can build onto. So, laying in the floor for the second floor. That's funny. Okay, building the walls around it. And we've got a second floor. That's pretty cool, I like to think. And, well, you can't see me now. Well, you can see me because there's an X-ray mode which you can toggle on and off. It's to be able to see everything that's behind walls. But, you know, you can't see anything else when you go below here. But because I went down that block earlier, I showed you that it detects that there's, like, something above you. Well, that's what it does. I mean, those of you who've played Ultima, and this is intended to be somewhat of a spiritual successor eventually to Ultima, this won't be weird to you at all. So, hang on, I'm going to turn the debug mode off again. So you can see I have my little palace here. I'm just going to put in the last finishing touches. Actually costs a lot of gold to build a tiny, tiny little house. Which actually makes sense, so, you know. So, laying in the flat roof. Or do you guys think I should make like a other roof? Oh my god, I think I misplaced one of those blocks. No! Don't do this to me, game. Why? Oh. That was easy. So, laying in the roof. Carefully this time because, yeah. Also, you may have noticed that I can delete blocks and get half their value back. That's just the right mouse button. So I have a little house now. I've built that. And the cool thing is because you can go up and down houses and walk around and, you know, all sorts of stuff and build. I could theoretically generate any type of structure in the game if I actually had the art for it, which, you know, obviously I don't. But that's what you get. So it's basically right now an early Minecraft-like 2D game, but it's going to be a lot more RPG and Ultima-like. I really want to have an immersive world when you start up the world, and there's the pretty water that I've made. Isn't that pretty water? I'll turn on the grid so you can see the distortion and look at the pretty water while I'm telling my story. Okay, eventually I want to make it so when you generate a world, which wraps around on itself, it also generates some towns, and it generates random NPCs who actually do something. They have a job, and they have a name and a personality, and you can recruit them, or you can go adventuring and level up and get new talents and skills and stuff like that. And all of that isn't in yet because this is just the engine, but I'm going to start working on that now, and it should be relatively fast. So that's the kind of game that it'll be. It won't actually be much like a Minecraft game. I actually don't expect that the building will stay exactly the way it is in the long term. It's a bit, gamey. Eventually what I want to do is that you can either craft, like you can run into the wilderness and chop some lumber and build a log cabin, and then build another one and attract an NPC and build your own little outpost in the wilderness. Or you can become wealthy and take over the houses in the city that you started in, or one of the other pre-generated cities in the world, kind of like Fable, and just become the landlord of that city and boss everyone around. So either grow your own city or, buy one. And then you can, if you're wealthy enough, you can just go out in the middle of nowhere and contract NPCs to build you buildings. So you just need to tell them what you want done and buy it with money, basically. I never get enough of this water effect. Isn't it just pretty? So yeah, that's basically it for now. The alpha version is not completely public. It's on a invitation basis mostly. If some of you guys are watching this and you think, I want to be in on this, I want to try this out and test it, even though there's not much to do yet, just leave me a comment, or even better, just send me a message on YouTube and I'll see what I can do for you. The alpha release includes a patcher, so even though there's not much to do with it, if you get in, you can just check back every now and then and see what I've added, what kind of features. So, yeah. I'm also gonna just walk around now and show you the landscape a bit. Not actually too happy about the trees. It's like, I wanted them in to have a bit of variety, but it's not that nice looking yet. So you can see that these trees are clipping through the block. It's not just overlapping them. So that's pretty cool. You can't actually drown yet. Eventually you won't even be able to go down underwater, but I do plan for you to be able to swim across bodies of water. You can see that sometimes the elevation is higher, so you get these cliff faces. There's also some, because it's pretty hard to see depth in a 2D game, I've included some visual cues like Shift H turns on and off the fog based on depth. You can see when I turn it on, the top part gets a bit lighter and the lower parts get a bit darker. That's a slight visual cue so you know which way is up and which way is down. Yeah, that's basically it. So, lot of content coming. Gonna give some credits away now. I used SFXer. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it makes randomly generated noises. It's a really convenient app. I'm gonna link it in the description. I use that for the sound. This sprite is... Hang on, let me check so I'm sure I'm saying it. Rhinus Tilesets. So credit to Reiner there, though I'm gonna replace that later with my own. And that's basically it. Everything else is mine. My tree, generated in Blender, my textures, made them myself, and my water shader. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back soon with more content. Okay, bye bye.